Advancements in technology and improved methods of investigation are useful tools for solving complicated criminal cases. Of course, you can never have too many tools, and most will agree that having a fresh set of eyes review the details doesn't hurt. Due to media coverage and sometimes even the desperation of detectives, many cases gain traction on the internet where amateur sleuths and users think outside the box and can offer their insight. It may sound unlikely, but many cases have been solved either thanks to the internet's help or solely because of the internet's involvement. Here's part 3 to the impressive list of crimes solved by the internet. Number 5. On a Saturday evening in 2016, Kelly Whitehorn was texting her son, who lived in Northwest Portland, in a sports bar several states away from her Arkansas home. She and her son, Sam Whitehorn, were proud Green Bay Packers fans and texted throughout the game. After it ended, Sam allegedly went out to celebrate the engagement of the two close friends. He was wearing his Packers merch to show his pride for the team. According to a report later submitted by Sam's girlfriend, Bridget Kitson, she was told that an argument broke out between Sam and two unidentified men over their NFL preferences. She was told that the strangers were diehard Seattle Seahawks fans. She later retracted that statement, claiming she heard it from someone else and wasn't completely sure if it was true. Although it's difficult to confirm the accuracy of the provided witness statements, Portland officers were told that the two strangers argued with Sam for a while over his favorite team, and eventually Sam was punched 2 to 3 times. One of those hits sent him plummeting to the floor where he injured his head severely. He was rushed to the hospital where he spent a fair amount of time in the ICU. His mother and girlfriend rushed to his side and stood by him in the several days following the attack. His mother claimed that Sam was an English major attending college. However, the attack interfered with his ability to speak and he was forced to miss a significant amount of class time, sending him back. During the recovery, doctors told Sam that he would be forced to miss at least 6 months of school. A police report was released and shared on media outlets describing the suspects and requesting help from the public. Bridget, however, grew tired of waiting and took to her own collection of information on the internet. She shared photos of her boyfriend as well as the physical descriptions of the attackers. In her post, she suggested that the culprits may have been Seahawks fans, but she couldn't confirm it. She also spearheaded a GoFundMe campaign to help with Sam's medical bills and the financial setbacks that he would inevitably come to. The story went viral, yanking the heartstrings of users all over the internet. The story eventually got so big that Green Bay Packers got involved after hearing Sam was such a huge fan. They donated a helpful amount of money to the campaign and even offered assistance in locating his attackers. Shortly after this attention, 3 suspects were located and brought in for questioning. Sam made a full recovery after some time and justice was served. It was never confirmed whether or not the rivalry was NFL related, but the help of the Packers deemed the entire story a sports-related topic, so it spread like wildfire. Without the help of the internet causing the content to go viral, the suspects may have never been apprehended. Number 4. Web Sleuths is an online community filled with amateur detectives and investigative enthusiasts that spend their free time working on the peculiar hobby of helping solve criminal cases. Web Sleuths has been an honorable source behind many cases solved online, and with every second of time passing, more and more people join the group to offer their skills and outside-of-the-box thinking. A popular subforum of Web Sleuths is the Unidentified, where an organized list of unidentified Jane and John Does are archived for later use. Users devote hours and hours of their time to match these descriptions and sketches to real people and their cases. Users go to public records, case files, and even high school yearbooks to try and identify submitted victims. Web Sleuths has used this subforum to accurately identify a significant number of victims and suspects. However, one of the more popular cases involved a young woman named Linda Jane Hart. She'd gone missing, and as her family searched for years on end, their hope diminished with each tick of the clock. In 1988, a human was discovered buried in a public wooded area. The remains were collected and tested against a few missing people. However, the available technology then didn't lead detectives to a breakthrough. Instead, the remains and a possible physical description were shared to the public. Many years later, those descriptions, along with a rough sketch, were documented in the Unidentified forum of Web Sleuths. While there, in 2011, a user had been scrolling through cases and stumbled upon Linda and correctly linked the details of her remains to the available description. This information was shared with police, and a comparison was tested that confirmed the remains belonged to the long-lost Linda. While the overall case wasn't necessarily solved, Linda's family was finally able to put a body to rest, and the case was able to move a step further. The web sleuth and forensic artist Carl Koppelman was credited with a successful match, which is just one of thousands of cases being solved frequently by web sleuths. Number 3. To some people, animal cruelty isn't a very big deal and is certainly not seen as criminal activity. However, many people and various state laws across the world would beg to differ. Harming an innocent animal is considered a heinous crime to most people. If there's one thing the internet loves more than short funny videos, it's short funny videos of cute animals. During the peak of the video app Vine, a teen posted a video of himself in which he kicked a small orange-colored kitten off of his back porch. Although we can't show the video, we can say that it was cruel, violent, and more than a simple nudge. Once he started to notice the backlash that he was receiving from online users, he tried to cover his tracks by deleting the video. However, the internet works much faster than any single person ever could, and the video spread across the web, being discussed on Facebook, Instagram, 4chan, Twitter, and obviously Reddit. Those that shared the video had a common goal, which was identifying the cruel teen and serving a healthy spoonful of justice. After a while, the internet worked its magic and identified the abuser as Walter Easley. At some point, PETA got a hold of Walter's personal information and made sure that it went just as viral as the video. Walter started to receive threats online, and a fair share of users reported his crimes to the police. He was apprehended, and every animal in his home was temporarily removed during the trial. Apparently, his mother was extremely upset, not only because the city had taken her own pets away, but because she was so shocked her son would do such an unfair, sick, and disturbing thing. Walter was forced to go to court over the matter, where he pleaded guilty to animal cruelty. He tried to claim that he only kicked the kitten as a joke, but that was much too late, and it certainly wasn't a funny one. The kitten thankfully wasn't harmed, but that didn't excuse Walter's activities. We can't say for sure if Walter intended on being this cruel or if he possibly underestimated his kick. We can, however, say that if you want to share footage of you harming an innocent animal, you should probably think twice before online users put their skills to work and not only expose you, but cause you to be charged in the process. Or better yet, don't hurt innocent animals. Number 2. This case may seem insignificant, as it doesn't involve some heinous crime or mysterious cold case. And while that may be true, consider the fact that this case is the perfect example of just how powerful and efficient online detectives can be to those that are victims of crimes. There's no doubt that people today have a certain level of attachment to their technical devices. A person's entire life can be stored on a cell phone or a tablet. Everything from credit card information to cherished family photos is commonly stored on a person's phone, tablet, laptop, or other relevant piece of tech. When someone loses their laptop, it can be quite upsetting, considering the amount of personal information that's stored, and of course the daily need for said device either in work or play. While out of town for work, a man named Sean Powers was the victim of a robbery. The suspect stole his laptop, cell phone, and several important documents. Being so far away from home, Sean was uncertain about what he should do next. He had a program running on his laptop that would inform him of its location and activity, but he was in no position to track it down. So instead, he took the next logical step and turned to the internet for help. Lucky for him, he had over 12,000 Twitter followers that were eager and willing to assist him when he posted the bad news online. Thankfully, a Twitter follower used the available software to locate the laptop and even uncover the suspect's name and address. The follower then reported the provided location and collected the items, which they then turned into local police. Sean was able to pick up his belongings when he was back in town, and thanks to the Twitter sleuths, was able to report the suspect for stealing his belongings. He decided not to release the suspect's detailed information online, but he did make a point to thank not only the brave follower that helped him, but all the other followers that made the post go viral and gain attention. While this crime may seem victimless, Sean assured the public that the culprit kept his belongings, and he very well could have ruined his life by slandering his personal info. Number 1. In 1988, a woman named Paulette Jaster went missing from her Michigan home. Her family later reported that she was last seen walking in the neighborhood with a lightly packed army backpack. Her family also reported that she was mentally unstable and had been suffering from a rapidly worsening mental illness that interfered with her judgment. In the early stages of investigation, police and other teams searched the local area and other nearby towns, desperately for the young victim who may have been a threat to herself or others. Later in the same year, the skull of a young woman was found in Texas near Harris County after a hit-and-run accident where a suspect was never arrested. In 2019, various online users came together from the web sleuths community, the world of Reddit crime solvers, and an abundance of other crime-solving online groups. Some users used the physical descriptions and victim sketches provided online by forensic artists and compared the details of Paulette Jaster to those reconstructed from the female skull that was discovered in Texas. After a while, it was clear that a match had been found. The results were sent to the police in both Texas and the hometown from which Paulette disappeared in Michigan. Unfortunately, the crime was not completely solved as the suspect in the hit-and-run still needed to be identified. Though there's still a lot to be celebrated in connecting the remains to the missing woman. Paulette's family members were thrilled to hear the news and finally have a few answers to their questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos. And if you enjoyed this narration, maybe consider checking out my personal channel at youtube.com/ty_knots.